This message is prohibited.
It boils down to like your sense of self. You know, we talked about this yesterday at my workshop where self is different from identity. You know,
Right.
how like identity is like all the things that have been projected onto you as you grow up, like, you know, being a girl or boy, being Asian, being black, being, you know, a different ethnicity. Like, those are like identities that you hold, like being a girlfriend, you know, being a wife, being a father. Those things are identities that aren't the self. And the self is like, when you say, you know, self-love, that means actually loving the self and not putting any attachment to any identity that you are.
Yeah.
So when you say self-love, it means you are solely just loving the self, like who you are, with no attachment to anything. And so if people lose that sense of self and they continue over life, keep losing it, that means they're not grounded in who they truly are. And then they have to really connect to that. That's what I was talking about yesterday, really grounding it to everybody there. Like, you need to really know that you, the self, can navigate through all these identities. All these identities in truth do not make you who you are. You make these identities happen. You know, you are not these identities. These identities are not you. Like, you are these identities. Like, you are what brings life into being. Like, for me, like among women, a daughter, a sister, I breathe life into that. That does not breathe life into me. I was born before I was even named those things, you know. I was already existing in the womb, and you didn't even know what gender I was, so you could not have made me a sister already or a daughter already. You didn't even know my gender. So some people aren't ready for that truth, but you know, that's just what has helped me to really embark on this journey that I am going for myself. And doesn't mean I'm excluding everybody around me. I love everyone, and I'm doing my best to be connected with people. But I also have to create really strong boundaries so I can know who am I outside of all these expectations, all these roles that I am doing. How can I navigate the self in all of these? And I think that's why some people fall into cycles again, because I've been one of those people who fall into cycles over and over, allowing these identities to rule me, being a good girlfriend, you know, like that was the main one. Like, you're so caught up in trying to be a good girlfriend that you are not actually being your real self, you know. And so in order for you to actually be in a good, healthy relationship where you can actually be yourself, you have to really dig deep about who you truly are and like make healthy boundaries around people to really know yourself, you know. And like, you know, that's so cliche, know yourself. But then I hope that it gets across that for me personally, like, I don't want to be in a relationship because I tend to do that when I'm in a relationship. Like, I start to lose myself. I start to want to like be what this person wants me to be. I tend to like do too much, and like, if this person want to do something, I will do that. If this person want me to do this or do that, be that, I will do that because I want to make that person happy. That's just the kind of person I am. Like, I want to make the person I'm with happy. But then like, that must mean that I have to create like boundaries in order to really know who I am as the self, and then doing it as the self for the person I'm like to make them happy, not like just losing my like all my old self and just kind of like throwing myself, like praising this person, like doing everything they want, you know. So like, if you feel like you're always losing yourself, that means you have to reflect back and like think about who you are. And it doesn't mean that you don't want love, but you have to think about yourself first, because then you will be hurting yourself and you'll be hurting the person that you're with, because usually the people that don't really know who they are, they're always breaking up with the person. And I did that, you know, and I hurt a lot of people, and I hurt myself too, you know, because I'm always like feeling really trapped because I don't have any idea who I am. I'm just like trying to be this person for this person, you know. So I think if that's how you're feeling, really lost, and like you're just like doing what the other person wants you to be and do, then like you got to just step back and like again, create those healthy boundaries to know like who you are, and like go and reflect on yourself until you find what the self is for you.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I appreciate you for making it to the end of the video. If what you saw or heard interests you, go ahead and check out the full episode on our other platforms such as YouTube, SoundCloud, and Spotify.